Today, we're going to dive into a short fable called The Dog's Bell. Now, on the surface, it seems like a really simple story about a dog that gets into a bit of trouble. But if you dig a little deeper, it's got this fantastic lesson about the difference between just getting attention and actually being admired. So, let's get right into it.
Talk about starting with a bang. The story kicks off with a sentence you just can't misinterpret. John's dog was a bad dog. It's so blunt, so direct, it immediately sets the scene. But, what kind of bad are we talking about here? What did this dog actually do?
So, this is where we learn about the dog's very specific problem, the one bad habit that was causing all this chaos.
Well, there it is. His problem was that he bit people. And not just once in a while, no. This was happening all the time. It was a consistent, regular thing that happened frequently.
And when we say frequently, we mean it was happening often enough to be a serious problem. For the people in the village, this wasn't just a little annoyance, it was a constant source of fear.
As you can imagine, the dog's owner, John, was really worried about this. He was filled with concern, and he knew this behavior was totally out of line. It just wasn't an appropriate way for a dog to act.
And for John, this wasn't just some mild irritation. His concern was a deep, honest-to-goodness worry about the people his dog was hurting and the damage it was doing to his reputation in the community.
And that's really the key here, isn't it? The dog's behavior wasn't appropriate because it wasn't right or normal for a dog living in a village. It kind of breaks that basic social contract we all have. Hey, you don't go around biting your neighbors.
Okay, so the problem is crystal clear. So what's the solution? Well, the answer didn't come from John alone. It actually came from the whole village.
So the villagers decided to band together. One of John's friends came to talk to him about the issue, explaining that he was there to represent the whole community. It's like a little bit of neighborhood diplomacy.
And by calling it an issue, they're making it official. This isn't just a random complaint anymore. It's now a formal, important topic that everyone agrees needs to be solved.
And having a friend come to represent them was a smart move. It showed that the whole village was united on this, but they were also trying to handle a tough situation with a bit of care.
And their solution? It's honestly brilliant. It's not about punishment, it's about prevention. Just put a bell on the dog. That way, it's like a little early warning system for everybody. So simple, but so effective.
So, problem solved, right? Well, not quite. This is where the story gets really, really interesting, because that bell ends up being seen in two completely different ways.
See, from the dog's perspective, this bell is the greatest thing ever. He's jingling all over town, and suddenly, everyone's looking at him. He is totally content with his newfound fame. Yeah, to be content means you're perfectly happy, you don't want anything else. And this dog, he thinks he's finally made it. He mistakes all this attention for admiration. In his mind, that bell is a status symbol.
And this slide right here gets to the heart of the whole misunderstanding. The dog is thinking, wow, this bell makes me so popular. But the village is thinking, great, we hear the bell, now we can get away from the dog. It's the exact same object, creating two totally opposite realities. Crazy, right?
But of course, a happy little delusion like that never lasts forever. The story's building to its climax, and our dog is about to get a serious reality check.
And then, bam, the other dogs lay the truth on him. They tell him straight up, you have the wrong idea. They like your bell so they can avoid you. And that one word, avoid, just shatters his whole world.
I mean, to avoid something is simply to stay away from it. All that attention he was soaking up wasn't because people admired him. It was an act of self-preservation. They weren't looking at him, they were looking out for him so they could get away.
So, with that major misunderstanding cleared up, we can finally get to the real lesson of this whole story.
Look, the dog became famous, no doubt about it, but it was for all the wrong reasons. He wasn't popular, he was notorious. And the lesson here is simple but so powerful. It's the reason you're getting attention that really matters.
And that kind of leaves us with a big question to think about in our own lives, doesn't it? When is the attention we get a sign of something good, something positive? And when is it just a warning bell?